Hey everyone, John Savage, aka Jukebox Johnny, coming at you again. Somebody asked me the question, what makes a good band member, in my opinion? What makes somebody a good band member? What I think they're asking, what am I looking for in people who I want to work with? Because I think there's some universal things about being a good band member, and I think there are some specific things, especially in my case. And I hesitate to answer this question because I'm never 100% sure if I'm being a good band member. But I think universally, what makes someone a good band member, somebody who I would want to work with, they have to be willing to listen. It is a band. There are multiple people. We all have different instruments. We are all trying to create a sound together. And it is most helpful when everybody is working towards the goal of creating a good quality musical experience. And in order to do that, everybody's got to be listening to everyone else around them. It is a band, after all, so we're not just individuals up there playing our instruments. We're working together to create a sound. That's one thing. Listening is good. And a good band member, universally speaking, in my opinion, must be willing to learn. We have to be willing to learn from one another. No matter what happens in any band, no matter how many people are in it, everybody's coming from a different background. Everybody's got a different approach to the music that's being played. They're drawing from all kinds of different experiences, and either professional experience or academic experience or just experience in a different field of music. So everybody needs to be willing to learn from each other. If you are in a band and you have all these different backgrounds, you all want to come together to create a sound that is uniquely your sound. And part of doing that is everybody understanding where everyone else is coming from. I work in a group where it's being described as dark folk. It's an Americana-based sound. But I come from a classical music background and a jazz background and a very heavy improvisation background. I don't come from a folk background, but the leader of the band does. So my job is to understand his vision for the band and learn that style, learn how to better express myself in a folk/Americana style. Now, at the same time, he's listening to me as this group moves forward in the creative process. He's listening to me, and he's listening to how I approach his sound. And the filters that I take his sound and run them through, it's not quite a conventional folk style. But we're learning from each other. And I'm learning from the drummer, who has a very wide background, and I'm learning from the bass player, who at this point is still new, and I'm still learning how he approaches things. But in order for us to work together, in order for any band to work together, everybody's got to be listening to one another, and everybody's got to be willing to learn from one another. Now, specifically, when I think about a band, and I think about people who specifically I want to work with, not only do those things come into play, but also I want to work with people who are willing to take risks. And I do come from a heavy improvisational background, and my musical influences are steeped in improvisation, whether it's Indian classical music, working within very specific parameters, or Baroque music, which really is the jazz of 18th century Europe. And they just kind of tell you, here's the harmonic progression. We're not going to give you the notes. You figure that out yourself. Or American jazz and the music of Miles Davis, especially the music of Miles Davis. And the music of Jerry Garcia. All of those improvisers and all of those improvisational settings have been very influential to me and have really taught me how to play my instrument. I'm looking for other people who want to take that risk. I understand that improvisation is a risk, but I've met some people who like taking that risk, and there's no net. It's like walking across a high wire without a net underneath you, especially in a live setting. We just decide, okay, we're doing this now. We're going to take this piece in a whole different direction. But I want to do that. I want a fresh experience. That might not make me a good band member. And that's why you have to be careful who you try that with. Or I have to be careful, who I work with, because some people do not want to do that at all. So, being a good band member means I'm also putting myself in a setting where there is a like-mindedness of what makes a good band. And then accepting that, sometimes this will work and sometimes it will not. I hope that was helpful. I'm not sure that it was, but thank you for the question. You can keep asking your questions, and let me know if there's anything else you need. Peace.